then would their favorite aspects of her, her innocence and simplicity, still be genuine? He was unwilling to think deeply, and habitually turned the blame towards me. Even so, she is still your sister. Have you forgotten how Uncle and Aunt died? I know that during this time, Mom and Dad have been so busy with the wedding that they've neglected you, and we will find a way to make it up to you. Hurry back now and help clarify things for Lydia. I let out a cold snort and finally spoke. The words that had been buried deep in my heart. Was my uncle and aunt's death really my fault? I was just an 8-year-old child. I was merely celebrating a birthday. I didn't drive their car, and I didn't crash into their car either. Don't you find it ridiculous that you use this reason to cover up your bias? After saying that, I hung up the phone, not wanting to be disturbed anymore. I blocked all their phone numbers. My friend also sent a message at this moment, excitedly urging me to take a look. I opened the video they recorded. In the video, Lydia was wearing a much more glamorous wedding dress than the one I wore last time, leaning against Aaron like a little bird. My existence seems to have been completely erased. Even the welcome sign at the door only has Lydia and Aaron's names on it. Many guests were somewhat puzzled, not understanding why the bride had changed. In just a month, Aaron, who was being held by the person he liked, should have been very happy, but he looked as if he was burdened with worries. Even his smile seemed forced. The Song family beside them was the same, not knowing what they were thinking. The officiant asked, "Mr. Aaron, do you take Miss Lydia to be your wife?" He suddenly came to his senses and said something that shocked everyone in the room. "You called the wrong name, right? It should be Serena." Lydia's face suddenly fell. "It's very simple. All of this was planned by her. She wasn't that kind-hearted at all, willing to take my place in the wedding. What she really wanted was to completely replace me. Having Aaron and the family bring me here was just so she could enjoy the sight of my sadness and despair." At this moment, Aaron did not know why he had gone mad. Her well-laid plans had also come to nothing. A friend's unrestrained laughter rang out. "Wow, Aaron actually figured out this scheming woman's intentions." After she had laughed enough, she brought my group of friends and scolded the few people standing on the stage until they were drenched in humiliation. Serena's burns are so severe. Yet you, people, only think about having that cheap woman replace her for the wedding. During the month she was in the hospital, did any of you go to see her? Do you know how much pain she is in? A bunch of brainless idiots, just buzzing around that cheap woman like flies, abandoning your own daughter, your own sister, and your girlfriend of 7 years. Do you even have a heart? She turned the camera again and directed it at Lydia, who was hiding behind the crowd. "And you, do you feel proud of stealing your cousin's things? Let me tell you, anything you can steal isn't worth having. Keep this trash for yourself." They thought for a moment, then fiercely tore the veil from Lydia's head. Before leaving, under everyone's gaze, the video ended, and my friend told me that although it was a bit late, they had at least vented for me. My eyes suddenly turned red and my hands trembled as I thanked them. One by one, they just laughed. "What are we thinking? We're friends, and we've been fed up with that group for a long time." I suddenly felt that the place in my heart that had been blocked for a long time seemed to be suddenly cleared by a warm current. Although I chose to leave, I am not empty-handed. I still have this group of friends who love me. That night, lying on the bed of a hotel in a foreign land, I finally had a good sleep without having nightmares. For the first time in a long while, 2 years after being assigned abroad, I led the overseas branch to secure a major order, worth over 100 million. The news returned to the country, and the boss was all smiles, telling me to come back, and that he would throw a grand celebration for me. At the celebration banquet, I saw many familiar faces: Dad, Mom, brother, and Aaron. They looked much more haggard and worn. blocked outside by the company's security. Yet their eyes were red as they stared at me. "Serena, you finally came back." Mom wiped her tears, her face filled with an unshakable longing. "How can you just leave like that? Running off to another country by yourself. You even blocked all our contact information. Do you know how worried we are about you?" Dad was supporting her from the side, his expression equally agitated. "Don't say anything. Just come back. Just come back." Aaron's gaze was also fixed intently on me. I have no doubt that if there were no security, he would definitely rush in front of me. Only the brother who has spoken to me looks at the indifference and distance in my eyes, and he becomes completely dejected. I watched coldly without making a move, and the three excited people finally realized something was wrong. The security personnel asked me if I needed them to come in. I tugged at the corner of my mouth, and under their expectant gazes, spoke lightly. "Take them away. I don't know them." "No. Serena, you're still angry, aren't you?" Aaron, in a fit of excitement, broke free from the security's hold and rushed in front of me. He held me tightly in his arms, as if embracing a treasure that had been lost and found again. "Your scar has healed. Did you have surgery? It must have hurt, right?" I didn't answer. "After going abroad, I did have surgery to fix these ugly scars. I can't even remember how many times." I lay on the operating table. "But what does this have to do with Aaron?" He cried. "I was wrong. You waited so long for the wedding. I shouldn't have let Lydia take your place. I've been waiting for you to come back, so we can have another wedding. One that's better, more magnificent." "Okay." I loathed to the extreme and forcefully pushed him away. "What were you doing all this time? Weren't you enjoying the ambiguity with Lydia?" When I said this, Aaron's eyes lit up instead. "You're still bothered by it, aren't you? You're jealous." I knew. "You still haven't let go of me." "Serena, I really know I was wrong. There's no one in this world who loves me more than you do. If it weren't for you being by my side, I wouldn't have achieved what I have today." His words left me momentarily dazed. Yes, I accompanied him from our student days to the workplace. And when he started his business, I also worked hard to help him secure clients. The hardest year, we didn't even have enough money to buy 2 lunches. He swore he would treat me well for a lifetime, always favor me. But what does that matter? A vow is only valid the moment it is spoken. He still remained detached. I took a step back, keeping my distance from him. "You're overthinking it, Aaron. I don't love you anymore." Aaron's eyes suddenly turned red. "You don't love me anymore. How is that possible? Serena? You're lying to me, right?" I had never seen him so disheveled, so humble. But my heart could no longer stir with even the slightest flutter. "I didn't lie to you. Just go." Aaron wanted to say something else, but he was directly dragged away by security. Seeing how indifferent I was towards Aaron, the family over there didn't dare to come closer. They watched me from a distance as I walked into the banquet hall, and I didn't look back even once. This time it feels like something is truly different. After returning to my country, I moved into the apartment I had bought outright and invited friends I hadn't seen in a long time. We talked about our experiences over the years, sharing each other's thoughts and feelings. The atmosphere was just right. But my door was knocked on. Through the peephole, I saw my parents and my brother. They didn't know how they found out my address yet. They came over to look for me. I didn't open the door and went straight back to the room to continue playing with my friends until the sky gradually darkened and my friends were ready to leave. I opened the door, only to find that my parents and older brother were still standing outside. They had a flattering expression on their faces as they raised the bag in their hands. "Serena, we bought the best sweet and sour fish from Jaiwei restaurant. Do you want to give it a try?" I raised an eyebrow and gently lifted my hand when my mom eagerly handed over the bag. That entire bag fell directly into the trash can. At the door, Lydia, who hadn't been seen for a long time, suddenly rushed. Cousin, how can you so disappoint aunt and uncle with their good intentions? I know you've always felt that. I took away their affection for you. But now that I've moved out, you don't have to worry anymore. Lydia spoke, tears streaming down her face. That look as if she were being bullied by me. This wicked woman. After all these years of pampering Mom, Dad and my brother can no longer bear it. We know we have let you down and made you sad so many times. But we are a family. Can't we be more understanding and tolerant of each other? Lydia has really been very sensible. She's already moved out to live on her own. What more do you want us to do? I hadn't even spoken yet, and a friend who had a bit to drink was already getting worked up. PA, what mutual tolerance and understanding? There has never been any mutuality. It's always about Serena understanding you. Besides, Lydia, moving out is something she should have done a long time ago. Squatting in someone else's home while subtly pushing out their daughter. Only you people who can't tell right from wrong treat her like a treasure. What you just said makes it sound like our Serena bullied her and let you down. Let me ask you this. Who among you still remembers that Serena is allergic to fish? I patted my friend's head. All right, don't get angry over these unworthy people. Unworthy people? Are they talking about them? Also, how could they forget that Serena is allergic to fish? It seems that Lydia said that her favorite food is fish, right? I remember the fish. That was essential. At every meal on our family dining table, my parents' and brother's faces ashen. They watched me send my friend off, watching the door close once again in front of them. Yet they no longer dared to ask whether I still considered them family. They are afraid of receiving that unacceptable answer. After that day, whenever I went out, I would always see a few ominous figures. Sometimes it's my parents, sometimes it's my brother, sometimes it's Aaron. They seem to treat this place as some kind of sacred spot for checking in, coming over every now and then, with that kind of heart-wrenching pity that makes others look at me with disgust. I can only try my best to ignore them, but a few of them still affected the other neighbors in the community. After the property management contacted me, I could no longer tolerate it and let those people, who were like electric poles, who stood downstairs every day, into the house. They entered with surprise and restraint, stepping in cautiously. Your house looks great. Aaron glanced around and awkwardly complimented. He never knew that I actually had such a zest for life. There are many green plants at home, looking vibrant and full of life. Do you really like to plant flowers? I have a garden at my villa where I can plant them. Mom and Dad nodded repeatedly. Yes, yes, there is also a place at home to plant flowers. I took a small sip of coffee. No need. I won't be staying in the country for long. Hearing this, the four of them were taken aback. Aren't you planning to go back to your country to develop? It would be so much better to be closer to home. I smiled, the smile carrying a sense of detachment and indifference. My home is not here. Mom got excited again. How could you not be here? Serena, Dad, Mom, and your brother are all waiting for you to come home. Your home will always be here. Put down the coffee cup, the porcelain, making a crisp sound as it touched the table. It was as cold as my tone. I think my meaning has always been very clear. That is not my home. Mom wanted to say something more, but suddenly she choked up because I took off my coat. Inside the coat, there is a camisole nightgown. Large areas of skin exposed are marked with pockmarked, twisted and hideous scars. In these years, I have indeed been undergoing skin graft surgeries to make my face look almost indistinguishable from a normal person's. However, many scars on my body can never be restored to their former appearance. Mom trembled as she reached out her hand, as if she wanted to touch my scar. This was the first time she had seen the trauma that the fire had caused me. So directly. How could it be? How could it be so serious? It has always been very serious. I almost died in the fire. Yet you all think I only have superficial injuries. Only feeling that the scar on my face is ugly. I remember when I had surgery. The hospital contacted them, but they scolded me for being pretentious. And there was no trace of color left in my parents' and brothers' faces. But I didn't give them a chance to ease the situation. Do you remember the password that was changed? I actually figured it out. I went into that room of mine. It was quite nice. You had already made your choice long ago. So why force me to turn back now? A simple, emotionless question made the three members of the Song family weep uncontrollably. Serena. Dad reached out his hand wanting to hug me, deftly dodged, watching their eyes, as if they were looking at a stranger. As for Aaron on the side, I haven't forgotten about you either. And you stopped bothering me. Everything you did with Lydia. She recorded and sent to me. Since you like her, why are you still trying to provoke me? Aaron hurriedly explained. No, it's not like that. I don't like her. I just feel sorry for her, feel heartache for her. Think she's so understanding, right? Aaron, you coward. You won't even admit to your own mental infidelity. I sneered and raised my right hand. On my ring finger, there was a ring. I am already married, so stop bothering me. Understand? Aaron looked as if struck by lightning. You got married. To whom? He wanted to ask me, but as he stepped forward, a tall man grabbed him by the collar. Serena, who are they? The man with blonde hair, blue eyes, and a height of 1 meter 90 asked in confusion. I rushed over and hugged him, my face full of surprise. What are you doing here? He smiled shyly and said, Mom made the cookies you love, and she asked me to bring them to you. She said she was worried that if you came back too late, the cookies wouldn't taste good. You still haven't told me. Who are they? Are they going to hurt you? I didn't spare a glance for those people. Just scoffed and said, they're just irrelevant. Just drive them away. Come and take a look at the flowers you gave me. I've taken pretty good care of them, haven't I? When you leave, take them all home with you. The man smiled indulgently and turned to push the few people who were dumbfounded out the door. That was the last time I saw Aaron. And also the last time I saw the Song family. By the time I heard from them again, I had already returned home with my husband. A friend maliciously sent me a message telling me about the recent situation of those people. After Aaron saw that I was really getting married, he became gloomy and dejected, spending all day at home drinking. One time, after drinking too much, Lydia pretended to be me, and the two of us ended up sleeping together in a daze. Aaron had no choice but to marry Lydia. Life after marriage was chaotic. Lydia revealed her true colors, showing no consideration at all, and spending money extravagantly. Aaron couldn't take it anymore, and wanted to divorce her, but was killed by the furious Lydia. She felt that Aaron had betrayed her as well. After killing Aaron, Lydia knew she couldn't escape, so she ran back to the Song family and set it on fire. Watching the Song family struggle and agony in the sea of fire, she laughed like a madwoman. Who told you to drive me away? I finally managed to scare that annoying woman, Serena, off. And instead of treating me well, you actually want her back. I am your little princess, and you should all pamper me. Otherwise, I might just poison those two idiots for nothing. Her words unveiled the bloody truth. It turned out that her uncle and aunt had a car accident because she had put a little sleeping pill in their water, just to be taken to the wealthy Song family. The Song family finally understood what it meant to invite a wolf into their home, regretting their earlier decisions. But it was already too late. Dad was burned to death in a fire. My brother suffered severe burns. And my mom also inhaled too much smoke, leaving her with lifelong health issues. It was only when they felt that pain themselves that they realized what I had once gone through. It is said that later, my brother and mother still wanted to find me, to win me back, even going to my lover's home. Unfortunately, I have long been financially free and have gone on a world tour with my partner. The past in all its forms only trapped them. I have already moved forward. The story ends,